Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. I picked up the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and she interviews authors, and they were in the movie The Secret, and they talk about the secret revealed. Well, what is the secret? There is one power flowing to and through you, one power flowing through me, one power flowing through each and every one of us. It is an infinite power. We are all guided by the same laws, the natural laws of the universe. Bob Proctor says they're so precise that we don't even have any difficulty building spaceships, and we can send people to the moon, and we can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. Wherever you are, Canada, India, Australia, London, England, New York City, we're all working with one power, one law. People might call it the law of attraction. It's actually the law of transmutation of energy. That's the secret. Everything that's coming into your life is attracted by your thoughts. It's attracted to you by the virtue of the images you're holding in your mind. It's what you're thinking. Whatever is going on in your mind, you are attracting to you. Every thought is a real thing, a force. All the greatest teachers who have ever lived has told us that the law of attraction is the most powerful law in the universe. Poets such as William Shakespeare, Robert Browning, and William Blake delivered it in their poetry. Musicians such as Beethoven expressed it through their music. Artists such as Leonardo da Vinci depicted it in their paintings. Great thinkers shared it in their writings and their teachings. Religions delivered it through their writings and their stories. Recorded through all the ages in all its forms, the law can be found in ancient writings through all the centuries. The law began at the beginning of time. It has always been and will always be. It is the law that determines the complete order in the universe, every moment of your life, and every single thing you experience in your life. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. The law of attraction is forming your entire life experience. And this all-powerful law is doing that through your thoughts. You are the one who calls the law of attraction into action, and you do it through your thoughts. Even back in 3000 BC, there were ancient writings written on stone. Even though some people coveted this knowledge and hid it from the masses and used it for their own power, it has always been there for anyone to discover. In 1912, Charles Hannell described the law of attraction as the greatest and most infallible law upon which the entire system of creation depends. Wise people have always known this. You can go right back to the ancient Babylonians. They and their great prosperity have been well documented by scholars. They are also known for creating the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the seven wonders of the world. Through their understanding and application of the laws of the universe, they became one of the wealthiest races in history. Bob Proctor says, why do you think that 1% of the population earns around 97% of all the money that's being earned? Do you think that's an accident? It's designed that way. They understand something. They understand the secret. And now you are being introduced to the secret. People who have drawn wealth into their lives used the secret, whether consciously or unconsciously. Successful people, people who have attracted great wealth into their lives, think thoughts of abundance and wealth, and they do not allow any contradictory thoughts to take root in their minds. Their predominant thoughts are of wealth. They only know wealth. Nothing else exists in their minds. Whether they're aware of it or not, their predominant thoughts of wealth are what brought wealth to them. It is the law of attraction in action. You might know people who acquired massive wealth. They might have won the lottery or got a big inheritance, and then within a short time they lost it all. And then there are other people who had amassed great wealth, lost it all, and with a short time acquired massive wealth again. In the people that acquire more wealth, their dominant thoughts were on wealth. They formed a money mindset. People who allow fearful thoughts of losing the wealth to enter their minds or start focusing on debt, fearful thoughts of loss become their dominant thoughts. When a person focuses on debt, on fear, of worry, on losing their wealth, they tip the scales into losing wealth. They tip the scales from thinking thoughts of wealth to thinking thoughts of loss, and so they lost it all. Once they had lost it, however, the fear of loss disappeared, and they were able to tip the scales back with dominant thoughts of wealth, and wealth returned. The law responds to your thoughts no matter what they may be. I was just talking about an example of financial wealth, but the same thing happens with health. You know, when you're feeling healthy, when you're active and fit and life is great, you don't think about your health, you take it for granted. But when you start to focus on something like the pandemic that happened several years ago, or the bubonic plague that happened many years ago, or if you hear stories and focus on things like cancer or a loved one's health, when you focus on poor health, ill health, being sick, you start to notice your body's not doing so great. You might catch a cold. You might have heard things like, oh, the window's open, there's a draft, you're going to catch a cold. you're around people on an airplane and you feel everybody sneezing and you feel the cold draft blowing down on you and you get off the plane and you're sick. Your subconscious mind is showing you what you're thinking. What shows up in your life, the results that you see in your life are always based on your predominant thoughts. If you're thinking thoughts of poverty, you'll notice everything going wrong to make sure that you don't have enough money to cover the bills. If you're focused on ill health, pretty soon that's part of your own reality. The simplest way to look at the law of attraction is if you think of yourself as a magnet and know that as a magnet, you will attract what you're thinking of. You are the most powerful magnet in the universe. You contain a magnetic power within you that is more powerful than anything in this world. And this unfathomable magnetic power is emitted through the thoughts, through your thoughts that you send out into this magnificent universe. Basically, the law of attraction says that like attracts like, but we're really talking at a level of thoughts. The law of attraction says like attracts like, and so as you think a thought, you're also attracting like thoughts to you. Have you ever started to think about something that you were not happy about, and the more you thought about it, the worse it seemed? That's because as you think one sustained thought, the law of attraction immediately brings more like thoughts to you. In a matter of minutes, you've gotten so many like unhappy thoughts coming to you that the situation seems to be getting worse. The more you think about it, the more upset you get. You might have experienced attracting like thoughts when you listened to a song and then found you couldn't get that song out of your head. The song just kept playing over and over and over in your mind. When you listen to that song, even though you may not have realized it, you gave your full attention and focus of thought to it. And as you did, you were more powerfully attracting more like thoughts of that song. And so the law of attraction moved into action and delivered more thoughts of that song over and over again. So when you're playing music, are you listening to songs of heartache and heartbreak? Or are you listening to songs that are happy, bringing you more like thoughts of happiness? John Assaraf said, "Our job as humans is to hold on to the thoughts of what we want. Make it absolutely clear in our minds what we want. And from that, we start to invoke one of the greatest laws in the universe. That's the law of attraction. You become what you think about most, but you also attract what you think about most. Your life right now is a reflection of your past thoughts. That includes all the great things and all the things you consider not so great. Since you attract to you what you think about most, it is easy to see what your dominant thoughts have been on every subject of your life, because that's what you have experienced until now. Now you're learning the secret, and with this knowledge, you can change everything. I said at the beginning, there is a power flowing to and through you. As it flows into your consciousness, you're going to make it either negative or positive by virtue of the thoughts that you choose. If you can think about what you want in your mind and make that your dominant thought, you will bring it into your life. And that principle can be summed up in 3 simple words: thoughts become things. Through this powerful law, your thoughts become the things in your life. Your thoughts really do become things. Say this over and over to yourself and let it seep into your consciousness, into your awareness. Your thoughts become things. What most people don't understand is that a thought has a frequency. We can measure a thought. So if you're thinking that thought over and over and over again, if you're imagining in your mind having a brand new car, having the money you want, building your company, finding your soulmate, if you're imagining what that looks like, you're emitting that frequency on a consistent basis. Thoughts are sending out that magnetic signal that is drawing the parallel back to you. Thoughts are magnetic and thoughts have a frequency. As you think, those thoughts are sent out into the universe and they magnetically attract all like things that are on the same frequency. Everything sent out returns to the source of that energy, and that source is you. Charles Handel knew this. He lived way back from 1866 to 1949, and he said, the predominant thought or the mental attitude is the magnet. The law is that like attracts like. Consequently, the mental attitude will invariably attract such conditions as correspond to its nature. The energy that you're putting out is what's being attracted back to you. Let's take an idea, something that you really would love to bring into your experience. What is it that you bring into your life? If you want to be healthy, you have to think thoughts of health, happiness, joy, ease, and flow. That means getting relaxed. The longer you hold your body in a state of stress and anxiety, it turns into depression and dis-ease. When you are not at ease, your body creates disease. When we have worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, it affects our body. When we get relaxed, we can start to create beautiful images. We can start to focus on how we want to be living our lives. It's easier to start when you're healthy, when things are going well, because it's easy to sit still and calm your body, get into a relaxed state. The longer you live in perpetual stress and a state of anxiety, the harder it is to convince your body to just sit still for 5 minutes. But that's what it takes. Calming your mind, calming your body, getting into a relaxed state of being so that the power that's flowing to and through you, you can channel into a positive reality. If your thoughts are turning to things, and they are, and you want beautiful results, you want beauty, lovely things, a job that you feel that is purposeful and you're enjoying it and you're serving other people and you're earning a good wage so that you can do the things that you want to do. It takes focusing on the good. Let's take a deep breath in and let that go. Your conscious mind is your thinking mind. That's where you get the idea of what you would love to bring into your life. You might have a picture of what you want. It might be a physical object like a new car, working, reliable appliances, a beautiful home, a loving relationship. Maybe you're focused on a trip that you want to take someday. Well, in order for that someday to happen, you want to know where you're going. You want to visualize in your conscious mind, first of all, what does it look like? And then get emotionally involved in how wonderful that is. Your conscious mind, that's where you originate ideas. Or somebody tells you something, you have the ability to accept it or reject it. Any idea, as this information comes into your conscious mind, you have the ability to determine whether you want to accept it and let that be part of your life. So if you want a beautiful new person, place, or thing to show up in your life, not only do you want to see it in your conscious mind, you want to start to get emotionally involved. The emotional part of you, the subconscious part of you, whatever you get emotionally involved in, your subconscious must accept it. It doesn't have the ability to reject it. Your subconscious mind takes in whatever is happening in your conscious mind that you add emotion to, that you start to focus on, and your subconscious mind takes it in as if it's happening right now because it has no ability to reject, and it can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So if you visualize something that you truly desire, get into a quiet state. If you can sit still for 5 minutes, some people can meditate for 15 or 20 minutes. See if you can just calmly imagine, what is it that you would love? See yourself doing it. Imagine you have that thing that you really desire. You're so in love with this idea, it's reverberating through every cell of your being. This powerful energy is flowing through you. You're getting emotionally involved with this idea of how great it feels now that you've accomplished your greatest desire. Taking a deep breath in and enjoying the moment. The thoughts that you're thinking are so beautiful. They're tied to what you truly desire. Your spirit is uplifted. You're happy, you're healthy. Now feel grateful that this picture in your conscious mind that you're thinking with emotion is coming to you. How does it feel? Pretend that today is the day it's happening. It's yours. It's here now. It's in the present tense. If you have a pen and paper handy, write it down. Write it down as if it's happening right now. Whether it's the new car, the beautiful home, the trip, the loving relationship, it doesn't matter whether it's health or wealth or a relationship. When you feel that energy, the frequency of what it's going to be like now that it's yours, and practice that, focus on it, your thoughts do turn to things. As this power flows into your consciousness, your conscious mind accepts it, and you focus on it over and over and over, getting emotionally involved in how wonderful it is. Your subconscious mind accepts that this is real for you. It is reality, and it starts to attract to you everything that's in harmony. All the people, all the resources, all the money. The experience shows up as you get in harmony with it. Your body is an instrument of the mind. It does exactly what the mind tells it to do. If you take a moment to write down what it is that you truly desire in the energy of it already being here, and say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so happy and grateful now that this is my life. This is what I want. This is mine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you feel it, as you think it, as you believe it, you will attract everything necessary to fulfill that picture. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Keep practicing feeling what you really want to become, and the universe will show that to you. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Create a wonderful day.